Hi, I'm Damian at Umina Podiatry. Now, I originally had an AdWords campaign set up for me by a company that produces a big, thick book that's the same colour as a banana. And it was part of a package deal, and I really wasn't certain that it was very effective. It seemed to me like that there was a bit of money going down the drain. I didn't have very much control over the ads that were placed, and I really didn't understand them. Now, lots of these digital marketing packages that you can get are a bit confusing and not as effective as they could be, and that was certainly my experience. So I decided I needed some help with this, and I started stalking digital marketing groups online, and I came across James at Mediaglue. Now, I tracked down, tried to find out a little bit about him, and I found an old webinar that he had recorded, whereas he talked about his background in sales and customer relations and marketing. Now, James has been in the business for many years, and part of what he talked about was how he used to sell mobile phones when they were the size of bricks, and fax machines, which cost about the same as a small car at the time, and how he went about doing that. I was pretty impressed with that. So I had a chat with him, and we've now been working together for a bit over 2 years. And my intentions were quite clear. Like, I really wanted to dominate the Google advertising in my area, my specific geographic area, and I wanted to establish a steady flow of leads to the business that would happen, virtually automatically. Now, one of the things that concerned me was not wasting money advertising to people that weren't in my target area, because what I have noticed is we're quite close to Sydney geographically, but we're about a 90-minute drive from some of the businesses that are, in my area, podiatry practices, that are advertising on the northern beaches of Sydney. So really, it's pointless them serving ads to an area where it's going to take an hour and a half for us to drive, even though we're geographically quite close. So I realised that their campaigns weren't set up properly, and I wanted mine to exclude those northern suburbs of Sydney, and that's not too difficult to do if you know what you're on about. It was important for me not to be wasting money on campaigns that weren't set up properly. I'd noticed that there were podiatry practices that were advertising in my area, even though they were an hour and a half drive away from here, and people were unlikely to use their services. So it was important to me to make sure that we had a really refined campaign that was only serving ads to people that were in my I suppose, catchment area. Now, I've seen a huge increase in traffic to our websites with the campaigns and landing pages that the ads direct to. And we're getting regular new patient bookings, which more than cover the advertising budget that we're spending. Finessing pay-per-click advertising is something that needs to be done by people who really know what they're on about. So you need to understand the particular keywords to exclude from your targeting, as well as the ones that you have to include, and refining the target audience to the people that are most likely to respond to your ads is something that takes time, but is well worth doing. We've seen some real savings refining our audience, so we're not spending as much money on the advertising, but it's not affected the number of conversions. Analysing and understanding our results each month means that our campaign is constantly being adjusted to ensure it's performing properly and effectively. The team at Mediaglue, they're highly skilled, they're knowledgeable, they're approachable, they're always available, and they're quite responsive. They talk plain English to people like me because I understand feet and I don't understand digital marketing. So if you want to give Google advertising a try, or you've got a campaign running and you just don't think it's working for you, then I suggest you give Mediaglue a call and see how they might be able to help you reach your goals with Google advertising. It's certainly helped me to reach some of mine, and we're continuing to work with them into the future.